Hey bosses, we've been talking a lot about how to make your Facebook existence so much easier for you as an entrepreneur, and today I want to break down some of my all-time favorite tools that you can be using to make life so much easier over on Facebook. So here is the deal. When it comes to Facebook, we know we have to work with the algorithms, not against the algorithms, and we know that they are promoting content that people are engaging with. So our end goal on Facebook or any social media platform is to create content that people like, comment, and share and interact with in some way. And so we know this tends to lean toward live video and video more so than any other type of photo or text post, but there's a lot of things that you can do and a lot of really cool ways to strategize how you're working on Facebook. So let's talk about creating that incredible content, shall we? The first thing is the imagery and the videos you are putting out on Facebook need to look higher end. Now that doesn't mean you have to have professional equipment, but stick around because in the upcoming episodes, I'm actually going to show you how to take professional looking photos and videos without the professional equipment. So hit the subscribe and notification bell so that you don't miss out on a single one of those breakdown videos, because I'm a professional photographer and videographer and I'm telling you all of my secrets. Now, you want to make sure that your photos and your videos look really good, which means lighting is important. So you want to make sure that you are using as close to natural light as possible. If you can use natural light like a door or a window or be outside, that's going to be best for you. But if it's not strong enough light, or if it's storming out, or if you've got some kind of issue where you can't be using natural light, artificial light is going to help you out. You want to make sure that you're using a white-based light, because otherwise it gives you this weird yellow tinge and that's not going to look good in your videos or your photos. So I recommend using a ring light or an umbrella light. I'm actually going to link below the ones I use and recommend to my students down in the comments below, or you can visit my website kmrobinson.com/tools, which will show you everything you need to know and what I recommend to my students and clients and what I use in my own business for all of my tools, resources, programs, the things that I use to strategize and really make a high-end business. You can check that out, kmrobinson.com/tools. Now, you want to make sure that you're using a really cool ring light or an umbrella light. It gives you that soft white light. I'm using mine right now. But you also want to make sure you're using the highest end equipment possible when it comes to the camera source you're using. So if you have access to a high-end professional camera and you know how to use it, please use that. But if you don't, a point-and-shoot camera will work just as well. It won't be quite as high quality, but it's easy enough to use and cheap enough to get your hands on. But if you don't have a point-and-shoot camera, you can also use your cell phone. You just have to be aware of how you're using it. So no matter what version you're using of a camera, take the time to learn the tool you're working with and up your game on how you are editing your imagery. So I highly recommend using a professional camera. I'm a Canon fan. In fact, I'm going to link down to my favorite versions of Canon. Right now I'm using a Canon 6DD because it has this really cool flip out screen so I can see myself as I'm recording. I can move things if I have to go on high angles for photos. It's really, really very helpful tool. I think you guys are going to like it as well. And when you're using a camera or a cell phone, I do recommend that you have a remote shutter release. Now, those are really cool little things. They're like little buttons that you hold. This is mine. And you can actually zoom in, well, not zoom in, but you can focus your camera with your clicker and you can take photos with it. So if you're taking photos for thumbnails or photos for social media, you don't have to take those hideous selfies anymore, because whether you're on your phone or you're using a little remote shutter release for that, or you're on a real camera and you're using a remote shutter release for that, you have the ability to take better photos of yourself that don't look like you're holding the phone away from yourself and taking that selfie. It's going to up your game as an entrepreneur, so I highly recommend you check that out. They're super cheap on Amazon. I'm linking to my favorites down below in the comments. And grab yourself one that fits your camera or your phone. Make sure you're reading which one actually fits. It goes to different types of cameras and different types of phones, so you gotta do a little research on that one, but so worth it and so effective. Now, after you deal with your lights, your camera, and your remote shutter release, you're also going to want to take into mind that you might want a tripod. Tripods are incredibly helpful because it makes sure that your camera is straight onto you, whether you're filming or taking photos, or if you're live broadcasting, it keeps your camera steady so that you're not shaking, especially if you're doing something like Instagram Live. You can grab a tabletop tripod. Now, I'm using my tripod to film right now, so I can't show you the big one, but this is my tabletop tripod. I absolutely love it. I'll link to it down below, and I'm able to film on my phone when I'm doing Instagram Lives. You can do the same thing for your phone, or you can get a full-length tripod, which is really going to help you out when you are using a camera or you are using a point-and-shoot camera as well. All right, so we talked a little bit about upping your game with imagery. after you've taken your imagery, I want to make sure you're editing your imagery. You should never, ever, ever just post on social media because they're unedited. Now, you don't have to be the queen or king of retouching. That's my job. But you should make sure that you're working with your lighting, your exposure, your contrast, your black points, your white points. And if you have not checked out this video on how to edit photos for Instagram or social media on your iPhone, check it out right now. You don't want to miss that one. I show you on screen how to do that within your phone without any apps. But if you are using a program to edit, I highly recommend that you learn that really well. So if you know Photoshop or you have access to Photoshop, you can learn Photoshop, I highly recommend you do. Use the best product and tool you have access to at the time and the knowledge to use. Photoshop is incredible. I recommend it to everybody, but I understand that there's a little bit of a steep learning curve. So if you're not ready for Photoshop yet, you can use other editing programs as well and work your way up to Photoshop. And if you don't have access to any other programs, you can always fall back on canva.com, which is a free resource on the internet to edit your photos, or you can do some of, but not quite all of, the really cool things you can do in photo editing programs, and then work on your education and build your way up to the professional end of this equipment. Sound good? Okay, now that we've talked all about your imagery and how to get that in alignment for getting out on your social media, I want to switch gears just a tiny bit and talk about some other tools I love for Facebook. Speaking of which, in my next video, I'm actually giving you a breakdown on all of the tools that help me with Instagram. So make sure you hit the subscribe and notification bell so that you don't miss out on that one. There are some different tools over there, and I don't want you to miss that because it's going to help you so much over on Instagram. But on Facebook, there are a couple of other things I want to chat about. The first of which is be live. If you are live streaming and you know you should be live streaming, you need some type of third-party platform to really up your game and help your branding. So check out this video. I did all about the behind the scenes of how Be Live works and how you should be live streaming over on Facebook, these videos as well, because this is going to up your game and help you within the algorithm system, which is what determines what kicks your content out organically without paying for ads. So the more happy you make the algorithm, the more likely you are to get your stuff kicked out, which means live broadcasting is really going to help you. Now, Be Live is a great third-party platform that allows you to do user comments on screen. You're allowed to put comments on screen, or your agenda, your words. You're allowed to show things, screen share, have guests on, do all sorts of amazing things. Again, check out the tutorial. It's really very much worth it. And I highly recommend that you are using them or a program like them when you are on Facebook. Now, I also love my bot program, ManyChat. ManyChat allows me to set up automation on my Facebook page, and it allows me to create really cool experiences for my fans. So I can create games, I can create quizzes, I can deliver freebies, I can give out links, I can even link it to my live broadcast. Check out the video here where I talk all about how to do this and why it's so important within your algorithm strategy so that you are succeeding on Facebook. And you also want to make sure that you are taking into consideration what works really well for the algorithms. But we're not done yet. Are you loving this? Jump down into I Love Facebook Tools in the comments below. Let me know you're loving this, and I'll do more videos with more in-depth information on how to use some of these tools so that you can up your game over on Facebook. And speaking of being awesome on Facebook, you also want to make sure that you're taking care when you are creating your ads. Now, on Facebook, ads are king because it is paying to actually get seen by the right people, and they're really good about focusing in on the people who need to see your content because their job is to get you sales because that gets them sales as well. So as you're doing this, you want to create really gorgeous ads. We talked all about how to do that with your imagery and with your videos earlier in this video, but you have to remember, Facebook only allows a certain percentage of text on any given ad image that you're putting out into the world. Right now, it's 20%, and you actually have the ability to check that on Facebook. So check out this link right here. This is a tool inside of Facebook that actually tells you if you have too much text or if you're good to go, and this will save you a lot of guesswork when it comes to getting your ads live on Facebook. And of course, speaking of getting things live on Facebook, I have a pro tip for you here. So are you ready for this one? A lot of people use a third-party app to schedule posts on Facebook. We've talked about this before. We've talked about why this doesn't work, why things like Instagram pods or Facebook pods and automation in this particular way, a third-party app automating your page does not work, why it kills your account because it looks like bots. So I'm going to tell you right here and now, again, Do not ever use a third-party app to schedule on Facebook or any social media platform. It's going to kill your reach. What you can do instead is use the native scheduler inside of Facebook. So if you go to post, you actually have the ability to schedule that post at a later date or a later time. Now, pro tip on the pro tip, when you schedule natively inside of Facebook, you should definitely be there when it goes live. So if you schedule it for 8 p.m., get yourself on your phone or on your computer at 8 p.m. and be there to socialize and talk to people. Even if people aren't talking directly to you when that pops up, you want to make sure that you are there having conversations with other people you're going through, you're on the platform, because that tells Facebook that you are there and ready to actively engage with people should they comment with you. Now, if they don't, that's okay. But if you're not there, Facebook's going to say, oh, this person is just posting for the sake of posting, and they're not even there to support their people. We're not going to show it to people. So it helps your algorithm standing when you are there as your scheduled post goes live, if at all possible. And if not, get on as quickly as possible. And anytime someone comments or interacts with you, make sure you are getting back to them ASAP, because the algorithm actually takes that into consideration. Okay, so we've talked all about some of the tools that help me succeed on Facebook. I hope these will help you succeed on Facebook as well. In the next episode, hit the subscribe and notification bell. I am breaking down everything that's going to help you with Instagram. Some really cool tools that are going to make your life so much easier over on Instagram. Until then, you can hang out with me at kmrobinson.com and at kmrobinsonsocial on the social media platforms, and join me every single Wednesday on facebook.com/kmrobinsonsocial, where I am doing a live 20-minute Ask Me Anything session where I answer your questions in real time. You don't have to wait for these videos that I drop every Tuesday and Friday, and the surprise bonus videos that I drop anytime there is a change in the social media algorithms or a platform addition or something that's going to help you grow within your business. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you in the next episode.